What's going on, everybody? This is Jose Betancourt, and as always, thank you for viewing my videos. So here I have the the AirPods Pro Max. I always get confused with the name. Here are the EarPods or AirPods Pro, and here are the more expensive $500+ Max. And so I just want to explain my choice in picking these up and my experience. I have over 40 years of listening to music, but I am not what you would consider an audiophile or an expert engineer in audio. I'm just going to base everything on what I experienced with the Max. Now, these AirPod Pros are really, really good. I mean, they are a fantastic deal. You have well, you have water resistance, and you have portability, as well as active noise canceling and the ambient mode. And so, well, Apple calls it something else, but because of my brain injury right now, I can't remember. So, these are expensive. We all know that. But how do they sound? They sound spectacular. Based on my experience, based on the music that I listen to, which is all types of genres, the sound that comes out of this is fantastic. I cannot say it any more plainly and easily. The ear cuffs pop out, as you can see right there, and they pop right back in magnetically. So I wanted to start off with the sound and the experience, because that is what you are going to pay for after all. We can talk about the aluminum cups, which are very sleek. We could talk about the metal earband and the very interesting mesh up here. It all boils down to a great design. It is not heavy for me. There's a lot of people who have made claims that this headphone was too heavy to have on your ears for too long. I'm going to tell you, no, that's not true. I've had these earphones on for hours at a time, whether it was sitting down, walking around, or laying down. I put them through the test, and they never once got uncomfortable or too heavy for my head. This mesh design is really interesting because it sits on the top of your head, and because it's curved, this part of the headband never really crunches down on your head. So everything sort of sits right here, which is really interesting. And then the way the ear cups, and I'm going to fold them this way so that they're not clacking. The way they clamp when you put them on, as you can see, there's little movements. So when you put them on your head, they kind of snap in, and then you have the mesh on the top of your head, and it's a very comfortable feel. It really is. And when you have noise activation, things get really quiet. It really does. And so listening to music, watching movies on my television, watching movies on my iPad Pro, listening to music, whether it was on the iPad or my iPhone, it was just a fantastic experience. I was hearing things in my most favorite songs that I did not know was there. And that is what a good pair of headphones is supposed to do for you. You are supposed to experience something that was never there. We are accustomed to headphones that kind of make things blend all together. There's really no separation. And that's one thing these AirPods Max, this is what they do. They do a great job of separating instruments, vocalists, and I was hearing little chimes and little guitar strums, little extra beats in songs that I just didn't know were there. And that in itself is great. That's the experience that I wanted. And no matter how much you see this crown right here, no matter how much you crank this crown up at max volume, your audio is not going to crack. It can get loud, but it's not going to crack. This is the uh, you set up the noise. Well, you don't set it up. Well, I believe you can change the functions of these two buttons, but this is the button for noise activation and the ambient mode. I call it ambient mode, as I stated. For those of you that know, I have a brain injury, so I forget a lot of things. So ambient mode, basically, when you have these on and you hit ambient mode, you can listen to your surroundings. And so I was in my room and someone was in the kitchen and I can hear a plate like clacking against another one. And it sounded like it was coming. It actually, you can hear the direction it's coming from, but it kind of gave me that spatial audio type feel where I felt like it was a little closer than it actually was. So that is very beneficial to someone like me who lives in New York City and there's a lot of traffic, a lot of mopeds, skaters, bikers, cars. I mean, people walking everywhere. So you need to have all of your bearings when you're walking in New York City and having the capability. And the Pros also has that mode as well where you can hear your surroundings. So it's very beneficial. So I'm kind of spoiled with that because I want headphones that are going to provide that for me. Now, one thing I wanted to do was watch several movies with a lot of things going on. So one of the movies that I was watching, and I paired this up with my Sony television via Bluetooth, was Ready Player One. The scene where they are in the disco club and there's New Order playing, and it sounded like I was actually in a club. The way the separation, the echo, the reverb of the music, it sounded really good. Really, really good. And then I was listening to, well, I was watching A Quiet Place 1 and 2. And when those clickers, I call them clickers because of The Last of Us, when the alien monsters were making their noises and trying to, bounce radar off the walls, and you hear that clicking coming from them, oh my God, it really sounds crazy in these headphones because of the separation, especially if there's Dolby Atmos. And if you're watching, especially on the iPad where you get spatial audio, you're in for a very, very good experience. You get a pretty good experience with the Pros. And right now, Best Buy has them for under $200. So that is, in my opinion, a very good bargain. As a matter of fact, Best Buy has the Max for under $500. I believe $170. So if you really want to find them, if you have the money to spare, by all means, you have my blessings because the experience I've had with these have been nothing short of phenomenal. The most annoying part is this cheap looking case. The fact that there is a lightning port and you need to buy a special adapter in order to have it plugged in. But I've gotten to the point where I really don't want to have my headphones plugged in. I do enjoy bouncing back and forth between my iPhone and my iPad. For example, I could have my iPhone on. I could turn my iPhone on while I'm watching a movie on my iPad. and I could start playing music, it'll switch to my iPhone. Now, you could deactivate that, of course, or you can simply not play music on your iPhone as you're playing on your watching something on your iPad. Whether you're playing video games, listening to music on your iPad. So what I did the other day was I tried it out. Was listening to music on my iPad, went to the kitchen with the headphones on. The distance with the Bluetooth held up extremely well. And then I popped in music on my iPhone and it instantly connected. I mean, instantly. Now, once again, the same feature is on the Pros, but for some reason it doesn't work as well. It works really well with these damn AirPods Max. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Unfortunately, it's expensive, and for some people, the experience is not justifiable alone. Like, I don't think anyone would go on a DJ booth with these because you probably can't. You probably can't hook them up. I don't think editing, let's say, movies because of latency, unless you buy the adapter where you plug them in. I'm not sure how accurate because there's a lot of technology in these headphones that allow your music to adapt. So inside the headphones, you have technology measuring your ears and adjusting the sound to the shape of your ears. And then for each song, there's an equalizer just working on its tail off to provide the most balanced sound for that type of genre of music. And that's amazing. That's a lot of technology in these headphones. And there are some other headphones with similar technology that cost triple the price. So you're getting, if you look at the entire package, the build quality, the technology, the sound that technology provides for every type of entertainment you're listening to. If you throw all of that, you throw it into a pot and you see the price, then it's not that bad. But for the average consumer, it's still way too much to justify. Like my wife was like, "Why would you spend that much money on headphones?" And so I was explaining all the little technology doodads that's inside of these earbuds, and she really didn't want to hear it. So, yeah, it's been a phenomenal experience. It really has. The negatives, once again, you have to buy an adapter to plug them into, wired to, excuse me, if you want to plug them in using an adapter that you have to buy separately, whether it's on your computer or a different Android phone. Of course, you could pair these to Android and you're going to get great sound. You're not going to have the spatial audio and the Atmos activated, but that's okay because, the ambient mode and active noise cancellation still works. And it works when I'm watching TV. I pop them in via Bluetooth and I could pop in the noise cancellation and I can't hear the AC. I can hear my audio coming out of the movie or my television, and it sounds fantastic. I just can't come up with another word. I'm sure there are other headphones that sound better, that are in the same price range, or maybe are cheaper and might sound a little better. But the overall package, the convenience, if you're into I know a lot of reviewers say this, if you are a user of, see, popped in, if you're a user of Apple, these are going to be so convenient to use that it's going to spoil you. Like calls sound great, whether you're listening to the calls or talking, you come out great because of the 9 microphones. There's just so much technology in here. And yeah, it's a steep price. You have several negatives. You have the price, you have this stupid little bra case. There's a lot of people who have made like genuine leather cases for this, which look nice. And then you have to buy an adapter. You can't even charge these via USB-C, which is a bummer. But they do charge pretty fast. Like if you charge, I believe, 15 minutes, you get about an hour of playback. So that's really good. And the battery's about 20 hours, if not more. Like I've used these, and I'm telling you, I've used these one day for 8 hours straight. I didn't have a headache. My ears didn't hurt. I didn't have the condensation that some people have shown inside the ear cups, which, that's a good thing for me. And I didn't have any fatigue, like listening fatigue. So overall, I'm very happy with these headphones. And I think you will be too. If you're looking to indulge and get something that is going to give you a great experience. Now, I will say, and this could be a negative as well, using these in the street, they somewhat put a little spotlight on you, so be aware of that. So you're not going to go jogging because they don't have any weatherproofing. So you can't use these to exercise. You can walk around with them just fine. But just remember, I haven't seen many people in New York with these. And I'm sure that is for a reason. I'm sure people just rather listen to these at home. And I can see why. It's just a phenomenal experience. But you kind of put a little target on your back. So that's just a little side rant. But yeah, there's other headphones out there, but these AirPod Max, they are, I don't want to say they are worth the price point because that's relative to everybody, individually. But for me, yeah, they definitely are. So anyway, that is my 2-week experience. I'm not going to call it a review, but my experience has been extremely pleasing with these headphones. So let me know in the comment section if you have them and what you think about them. So until next time, I am Jose Betancourt. Talk to you later.